With a legal update and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Giving his thoughts on the future of WWE star Omos, The Undertaker said this during a Patreon Q&A. I'm very optimistic, obviously. Now we've had several discussions. The fact that they are using him judiciously instead of just being out there, I'm excited. I think he becomes, at some point, I believe he becomes like the guardian of the castle, basically like I used to be. Anybody, any giant monster, anybody that ever came down the pike, I always got them. It was because I was an attraction and I kept the castle clean. I didn't get as many world title opportunities and all that, but you know, if there was a threat to the kingdom, they knew who they were gonna call me. And I feel eventually that's gonna be his role. He will be the one that decides who comes and who goes in a storytelling aspect. I just hope that we get some guys coming down the road that actually can pose a physical threat to you. At a WWE show in Dublin, Ireland, Bayley would receive a new introduction.
Introducing first, she is your girl, Bayley!
Talking about the documentary on him that aired on Peacock, Kurt Angle told the Julian Dory podcast, "You know what? I got approached for that Angle documentary, and it was by a young producer in Hollywood. His name was Alex Perry. He was a big wrestling fan, and he knew my story, and so he said, 'Listen, I'd love to do a documentary on you,' and you know, he's like, we could make a lot of money." And I thought, okay, I can make some money. By the way, I didn't get a penny for it, so I didn't make any money, but the reason why is because WWE bought it. So he sold out to WWE when he probably should have shopped it around to Netflix, or so WWE got the documentary and they aired it on Peacock, which isn't worldwide, and I wanted it to reach all over the world because I wanted to help people with addiction. But unfortunately, the WWE, all they did with it was show it on Peacock, which is fine, and then they gave it to A&E to air, and then A&E has put it on YouTube. So now you can look at it for free on YouTube, and I didn't get a dime for it. And I know people made money from it, WWE. I know Alex might have made some money, but I didn't make any. He, Alex Perry, did a great job with the documentary, yes. Providing context to her crying when writing her WWE resignation, former announcer for the promotion Samantha Irvin said this on X. "WWE changed my life. One day I will address everything in a way where hopefully people can feel my heart and where I am coming from. It was never my intention to hurt anyone by expressing that I didn't like announcing. It is so much more nuanced than that. I loved performing. I loved emoting. I loved contributing to the shows that I have loved since the first episodes. I am sad that my official statement that I cried writing is now mostly ignored, but my addressing a hater comment was taken out of context and shared as my final statement to the entire WWE universe. Lesson learned." Addressing rumors that she was dating WWE star Damian Priest, former WWE name CJ Perry said this in a video on social media.
"Let's keep going. Let's keep going. No. I am not dating Damian Priest." That is very much. That was a funny internet rumor. You know what's always really funny for me? It's like if I post a guy, it's like, oh, All my guy friends were cracking up. In March and April, anytime I posted them on the story, they're like, all the DMs are like, is that your new boyfriend? I was like, guys, I have guy friends. Calm down.
Going over a scam that recently took place, Ringside News wrote that Alexa Bliss has been off television since revealing her pregnancy last year, and while she remains off WWE television, fake accounts have taken advantage of her absence, engaging in scams and deceitful behavior under her name. Unfortunately, it appears that a scammer posing as Bliss scammed $1 million worth of life savings and granddaughter's college fund from an old man. According to a report by the New York Times, a man was tricked by a scammer pretending to be Alexa Bliss. This scammer took nearly $1 million from the man, Alfred Mancinelli, using his retirement savings and his granddaughter's college fund. Alfred was 79 years old when he passed away over the summer. After his death, his son Chris visited his father's house for the first time and found a family photo on the refrigerator that included Alexa Bliss. Alfred had believed he was in a romantic relationship with her, which led him to give a con artist a lot of money. There were other scammers involved too. To protect his father's money, Chris Mancinelli moved the last $100,000 into a safe account. However, Alfred sued him, claiming he was truly in a relationship with Bliss. The real Alexa Bliss has warned her fans on social media not to send money to anyone pretending to be her. After being forced into early retirement, he became more vulnerable to scams. Before the Bliss impersonator, Alfred sent money to others pretending to be in need, like a woman named Kate, who said her daughter was sick, and another named Anna, who asked for money to help sick children. Over the years, Alfred's savings dropped from $900,000 to just $128,000, mostly because of these scams. The fake Bliss even told Alfred stories about Vince McMahon, claiming he had treated her badly. One tactic she used was to say she was in the hospital for severe menstrual pain and needed money for treatment. Although the scammers never talked to Alfred on video or audio, they sent him small gifts and even delivered pizza for his birthday. Chris Mancinelli sought help and found that 2 devices from Nigeria were linked to his father's Google account. He set up a trust to manage Alfred's finances, but when that didn't work, he took the remaining $100,000 to keep it safe. Alfred responded by suing Chris in early 2023 for his money back, plus interest and legal fees. After Chris gave his father the money, it was gone in just a month. Chris Mancinelli believes that if his father hadn't passed away, he would have continued sending money to the scammers. Alfred had also looked into selling his home and took out loans, using his car and TV as collateral. The scammers threatened Chris and even sent pictures of Alfred to his youngest granddaughter, demanding gift cards. All of Alfred's granddaughters knew he was being scammed. Unfortunately, Alfred passed away after having surgery on his neck due to a fall. Chris said his father was very stressed, trying to find ways to get more money for the scammers. This is certainly an unfortunate story, and it goes to show just how dangerous scammers can be, especially for elderly people who simply don't know any better. For an update on a lawsuit against WWE, Ringside News noted that Vince McMahon is once again at the center of controversy following new allegations brought to light, sparking a wave of discussion across the wrestling community. This new lawsuit is bringing back an old scandal, one that he might have thought would never see its day in court. Recently, a lawsuit was filed against TKO Group Holdings, Vince McMahon, and Linda McMahon on behalf of 5 anonymous plaintiffs. The lawsuit revisits the infamous Ring Boy scandal from 1992, alleging that several young ring attendants were subjected to conduct. Furthermore, the lawsuit claims that Vince and Linda McMahon, along with other WWE officials, were aware of the misconduct but failed to intervene. In a recent episode of The Wrestling Outlaws, Vince Russo addressed the difficulties of pursuing these allegations given the time that has passed and the lack of living witnesses. Russo explained that providing such a case would be challenging since the key figures allegedly involved in the misconduct are no longer alive. The defendants that were allegedly active in this in the acts, they are all dead. They are not with us anymore. Pat Patterson's not with us anymore. Terry Garvin, Mel Phillips, they've all since passed away. So part of the lawsuit is Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon knew about it. I don't know how you prove that. I don't know how you prove that they were privy to what was going on, you know? Another prominent figure in the wrestling industry, journalist Bill Apter, also shared his perspective on the issue during an appearance on the Wrestling Time Machine. Apter, who was present during the alleged time of the incident, suggested that Vince McMahon's focus on WWE's business operations may have kept him unaware of such issues. I was there during that alleged time, but if anything like that was going on, it was well concealed, and I don't think it was something, hypothetically, I don't think it was like, you know, McMahon is trying to run a show here. I don't think it was a main thing at all on their radar. As these allegations resurfaced, they renew focus on one of WWE's most controversial events in company history. The obstacles to proving claims dating back 3 decades, so the prosecution will have a long way to go. There is a reason why Vince McMahon hasn't been taken to court on these allegations yet. Nevertheless, the filing of the lawsuit has sparked renewed public interest on the scandal. The Netflix docuseries Mr. McMahon also opened up a lot of skeletons in his closet. Although longtime pro wrestling fans were not shocked by a single thing that the documentary series uncovered. Reacting to the return of Vince McMahon as he is starting an entertainment company that will focus on film and television projects, Eric Bischoff noted on his 83 Weeks podcast. I do believe I should mention that Vince has purchased several properties in Santa Monica, including some studio space. Santa Monica is not a cheap place to buy property, so if that's true, this seems to be a long-term play. You know he's not renting studio space if he's buying property. That's what I've been led to believe. I don't think it's confirmed anywhere, so don't take it to the bank, but yes, he's making the move. Also, understand that there's nothing really happening right now. There's a project that sounds somewhat like another version of the Monday Night Wars. I guess, again, I don't know who'd be interested in that or how we'd put it together, but whatever, more power to him. A guy like Vince, I don't even know how old he is now, 84, 86, whatever. It's just that he's not going to stop. He will die trying to get back into the business. Based on what I think I understand, it's not really wrestling. It's broader. I don't want to say too much more like it's a big secret, but this is so speculative at this point that I don't want to add any more to put any more meat on the bone than I should. Again, I don't want to suggest that I know Vince very well at all. My impression of him, based on the little time I spend with him, is that he is just so profoundly driven in ways that most of us can't understand. I just don't think his brain functions like everyone else's, you know? Relaxing, going on a long vacation, experiencing things that you haven't experienced in your life because you've constantly been working and grinding. It's just not Vince. He's going to work until the day he drops dead. But I don't think he's interested in getting back into wrestling. I think he wants to stay in the entertainment business. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.